Hello and yeah, welcome. So we've got a great player here, just really hot off a top 4, well actually, in Toronto. So yeah, we came to some words with him. Brilliant blue steel deck. I'll just pop up on the screen for a few seconds, but we'll take a look at that again. So yeah, just as focus and just how was the experience for starters? I think, do you remember you saying this might be your first regional?
Yes, the league was my first actually. I'm so used to play online. The only really tournament I did before was like Ursula Challenge, so the set championship basically.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I went to set one. I did one in like Toronto with a bunch of people and some friends. It was really fun, but I was never like really into like big competitive stuff because I have like super big anxiety and I don't want to stress too much. And so I try to just play in my home and playing online on a game that no longer exists. But now we have no choice to play like physically. So, but it was totally in different like parts, seeing like everybody in live and enjoying the moment, except it changed to be like alone in your corner. So a lot of up and down from the change from online to on site, but totally a nice experience for sure.
Yeah, I remember seeing your name around on the Pixelborn leaderboards and everything. I will mention Pixelborn. I remember, yeah, someone said it was nice to see a day one Pixelborn grinder do so well. So that was really
Yeah,
good. Yeah.
Pixelburn was so fun. I was playing set one. I was playing blue purple. I was probably one of the only person playing blue purple on Brew deck. I tried to reach like eye level, like eye rank on Pixelburn with that,
Mm.
but I keep getting like bullied by Silsong. But it was a blast. Usually, I never played like the best deck. I played a deck I enjoy playing. That's how I played best. If you give me the say this is the best deck, but I don't have fun, how do you expect me to play like 100 games a week of that deck?
Oh no, entirely. Yeah, that's why I've stuck with Blue Steel for so long. And yeah, you brought Blue Steel lists to Toronto. So how was your Swiss? How were those rounds of Swiss? What was your final score in the end?
Yeah, in Swiss I finished like 4 win, 5 tie, four win, zero defeat, and 5 tie,
Oh, really? And what were the matchups like going into
or maybe 5-4. I forget.
that?
Yeah, I have to remember. All I know is like at the end I really needed like a win to make sure to have the threshold like at least 45, 44 point
Yeah.
because everybody was like uh you're really not sure what 43 point. And at the end, there's only one person, and it was Sirek
Yeah,
that had 43 point. There were like 10, 11 people with 43, and he was the only one who passed with 43. So, like, yeah, you kind of have to go with for 44.
yeah,
But I keep tying my game, I lose the first game and try to, win the second one. And then, spoiler alert, that one of my at game number 8, I faced a blue steel mirror, and uh, I got a nice draw. It was a really tight game, but I was able to secure the win there. And so that makes sure that the last game I can just split to college Lodge and split the last game
oh,
and
that's really
guarantee me to go on the
So do
day
you
two
remember
with.
your matchups? There was a blue steel mirror. Do you remember what else you faced? What was the?
Yeah, first game was first of all the strat with that deck was like touch red purple.
Yeah.
Uh, But actually, the deck I kind of take it the more I can versus red purple with the Argus, and now I've been informed that some people try to even take against or card like Argus with like Titan Ambition, but that
Oh.
I didn't expect that. I didn't see that. But with Argus, Mish, and Poe, that really is what that's like the best strat I find, and two like Rise to counter like red purple.
Mm.
So basically, you try if you go first, you try to let's say the perfect curve would be like popsicle or sphere into Argus or Smee into Mickey Mouse before because you want the Mickey instead of the Quill. Just later on because they all play like King Undisputed, so you want a buddy that never requests you Seer to protect against like this song, and then into Shampoo, so they cannot castle. So Argus kind of counter yeah, Sisu, and then the Shampoo protect the Argus if you want to sing, but also they cannot castle because if you have like Smee or Argus, then you're trading 7 attack. So You
Yeah.
can 8 attacks, so you can well eight with yeah. So you're shooting 7, so you can just like
Yeah,
basically
you've
one
got
shot
so
the
much
castle.
attack power on the board,
Yeah,
so playing a castle would be a risky spot for them. And
yeah.
yeah, so
And then they don't want to quest with Sisu because Argus can one shot it. So
yeah,
yeah, that was like kind of the threat. Yeah, but my first matchup was like against another Cell Song because we kind of expected like to be a lot of green purple red because it was like one of the best deck and one of the worst matchup was green steel and then green steel because of Bucky.
mm,
We all was like soft ban because you can play it but it's banned. We were expecting to see more like green purple red,
mm,
but a lot of deck to try to counter that, and the best deck to counter purple red is still Song at the moment for a lot of people. So we expect a lot of purple red and still Song and around like 10% of lemon lime.
yes, yeah,
And some red blue. And if you see if you see like how it was split, I think that exactly what happened. There were like 10% lemon lime, and then a bunch of like still song, and a bunch of like uh, purple red. So I was like, still song is the only deck I really know. Blue still is the only deck I'm safe and I know the matchup. I was like, still song is not a bad matchup. If I can do 1-1 versus uh, red purple, then I'll be safe. I just need to secure like the 2 with other kind of
yeah,
deck. So that was like that's why I was like I didn't feel that bad bringing blue steel. And finally, I dodged all purple red, so good for me. But first matchup was against yeah, Silsong was really tight. Uh, I cut the two babu two fire the cannon to put like 2 Zeus at the end. I wanted to keep maybe a fighter cannon to counter like Queen Castle, Queen Shift Queen,
yeah,
against Still Song, because it's the scariest part. But the problem with that is like, how often are they gonna have it? It's really not consistent. A lot of people might cut it. That package. That's what of my person I asked to Alexander, who's like, he's already qualified to cut those super good player. Respect his opinion. He
mm,
said probably a lot of people is gonna cut the queen package because it's not consistent enough. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna cut the fire the cannon because also on the blinds, yeah, you kind of have to keep it, but it's uninkable and you can break more often.
yeah,
But my opponent basically never on turn 1 they play queen, and I'm like, oh, first game, first card, I play queen. So I was really scared, but they never got the going first queen shift only well.
yeah,
So I was able to just tempo it out and win 2-0.
yeah. There's a lot of players, and I myself, where the scariest thing that can happen is turn one queen, shift on two, and because you play Baboom instead of fire the cannons, you can't remove it when you're on the draw. But then it is that
Yeah.
thing of, well, if I want to stop it, how many fire the cannons would I actually have to include? And then if it's blind, I'd have to make sure I have it in the mulligan. And at this point, I've got this uninkable card that I'm just, probably not going to help. So we might as well cut it. And if it happens, unlucky if we get queen shifted. But yeah, that's a good bit of advice. Yeah.
It's because you're gonna like have to take so much decision in those kind of game.
Mm,
Then if you don't have fire the cannon, okay, maybe sometime you will lose the game because of that. But at least you don't have to take always the decision. Does do I keep that in my blind or
yeah.
not? Or like it's a hard choice. If you don't have it, you don't have it. And then if you have baboon, then you can always just ink it and play something else if you
Yeah.
don't need it.
Yeah. For
So it's a
sure.
way you feel just way better. But like if they have queen and you're on the play, then usually Smee on turn 2 um, solve the problem because if they hold it well, then Smee
Mm,
just kill the shift queen and then they cannot Samurai John. So then they need basically queen Zeus, and they play more or less Zeus, and on the planet don't maybe keep it, and then they still need like only world to turn after that.
yeah. Yeah.
But you saw it in like I think it was like semifinal or final that matchup, and that exactly what happened.
Yeah.
He played Smith on 2, and he got the shift Zeus into Ariel like all in the world.
Yeah.
So it can happen, but you just try to give you the better odds because it's if fearing that will make you lose more than win.
Yeah, yeah, oh
I
yeah, for
believe.
sure. You might as well play to your strengths and just say you might even have some matchups where you say that's just a bad matchup because we saw in your. I'll talk about your day two now, and I think the two games that got streamed was you versus Red Blue, and then you
Yeah.
had your Lemon Lime one where the run stopped. But that Red Blue matchup, it was I'd say you played against one of the probably the most decorated Red Blue players, and to walk away in a matchup where, in a sense, we all know it, you would be unfavoured as Blue Steel. It's the gears have shifted a little bit there. It doesn't feel as bad in my opinion recently, but still it is quite an unfavoured matchup. But there was a part in that game where you missed ramp or you didn't have your turn three, and it was the double smee. You know, I just found that
Oh,
amazing. Yeah,
yeah, it got triples me. I almost wanted just for the lore to play triples me because after the second me, I still top deck another me. So I was like, I cannot do three
there,
me.
there was a point in the later game when you just had to dime tap something, and even the commentators were saying, "We've seen all four Smees at this point." I think you'd ran out of them, so you couldn't get another one. But
Yeah,
it was
but
a good
but I got
demonstration.
cogs for it.
It was a good
Yeah.
demonstration of you using. You know what you want to do. You want to play a Popsicle, Smee, then get a Quill up, and and go from there. But you missed it. But you played to the strength of the deck. I think you went Smee, and then you got the Hiram out for the draw. And then there was a point where you played a Gaston, which was quite risky because it was just a Gaston on board, and they had like 9 ink or something. But yeah, you managed to just go from there and get the win.
Well, it's always like you try to fight for tempo. In that matchup, I always try to fight with tempo. They're gonna ramp more than you, but if you cheat, you can cheat more than them because with let it go, if you sing it, you just save 5 ink. So in that turn, even if they have like 10 ink, you have 6. You played for 11 on that
Yeah,
turn
yeah,
still. So if you don't have the ramp and that matchup, even if you have ramp, you try to have to impose yourself and bring the aggression. That's what I love with Blue Steel. It's not always control.
no,
Sometimes you are the one who have to put some aggression to best defense. Sometimes it's offense. If you let them go, then they will keep drawing with their iron, and it's really hard to kill
yeah,
their iron. But if you put so much pressure on board, they're gonna be prep and can kill their iron for you.
yeah,
That's what happened because like, and my opponent, to be honest, all my opponent was like super amazing. I had a good time, but my opponent didn't have the best two like opening card draw in the end, and then game two he had to ink through the ups because his hand
yeah,
was like way too wavy. I saw that after when I watched the replay. But the moment he had to like basically ink the Judy up, not only it tell me like his hand is probably AVL at uninkable, but now I'm 100% safe. I can play a diamond whenever I want. So
yeah,
uh, I felt way more safe. But my opponent didn't like zero misplay. Just like I got a good hand except the ramp, and I just tried to push him and rush him. And after like I got basically the best hand there, I'm like, okay, if I don't misplay, if I play safe, I should win the game. The riskiest play was like when he played Tamatoa, and I was at already at like 11 lore. A lot of people
mm,
like, oh, I quest with Gaston to go to 14 and try to like race him like that. But versus Red Blue, if they have they can easily race you and win.
yeah,
So I'm like, I only will. I can go up. I can quill and only will. So if I have like let it go, I think that's the reason I played 3 at the end. Like I have a good chance to like on 7 card to have it, and because I play quill to even get back even on like ink advantage.
yeah, yeah,
So I do a bit of a Hail Mary sometime like that, but you're like, it's what's are the odds to win with or without, and it just paid off. And after I was able to diamond just shake her to win,
yeah,
and against Lemon Lime, the guy I think is like one of the best player who's playing that deck. It's pretty hard to play test against that deck before because not a lot of people are really know how to pilot that deck. They do some mistake, or they just don't have a lot of experience, or there's not a lot of player playing that deck. So
yeah,
I didn't have a lot of experience playing that. I played it like maybe 10, 15 game again that matchup with some friend. So I learned like what was my road to counter that. And was with Mickey was the main key because they cannot discard Mickey with like a burn
yeah,
necessity and something like that, and you can easily go to 5 and 5. Then if you put a word or something, they cannot remove it, and you can sing "Old World of Grab Your Sword" the moment you grab it. So it was nice, but I never practiced actually with somebody who was playing Cove. So I like kind of underestimated the power of Cove for like a second on game two. But on game two, I was like really just tired. I really didn't play that game well. I played the first game, I think, kind of well, but the second one I did so much
Yeah.
mistake, and I'm a really messy player. I give RMB anxiety because like all my ink are like on tap and my discard is there and everything is like squared around. And I keep telling my opponent like, if you want me to go slower, tell me. If you want me to recon something, tell me, because I know I'm like really not how do you say that, organized with my
Yeah.
stuff, because I think so many things at the same time. And I'm so used to play on Pixelborn. 90% of all my gameplay was online when everything is like automatic.
Yeah.
My
I,
my ink is automatic and my lore is
that
automatic. So
that's very
yeah.
interesting because a lot of people did say like this guy in a Mandalorian costume. Look at his ink. Well, I saw a few comments on that, but I said you got to remember he's been playing for like 2 days straight. Must be exhausted as well. But as you also said, yeah, if you're just used to playing a digital version of the game, and then getting to play it in person, you might just not be used to doing those things and getting it
Oh yeah,
right.
but my fatigue and things like that have nothing. It didn't help, but have nothing to do really with my ink and things like that. A lot of my game, it starts well, and then when I have to count to 15, or I just never want to do like a misplay or like try to like uh unintentionally kind of do a bad play or cheat without knowing it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
put what taking my ink instead of like my hand. I'm like, oh, that was not my ink. I don't want to do like
Yeah,
kind of misplay. It's something that can seem suspect. So I always try to like, okay, I just before I untap everything, I will count how many ink I start. So if we have
yeah,
a problem, how many ink did I ink or not, thing like that. I try to like be the more safe as possible, because you never know if you're gonna play somebody that's kind of gonna shark you
yeah, yeah.
also,
So it's like
or you just
reasonable.
don't want to the person like ask themselves like, was that legit or not. You just want to be sure that you're gonna have fun at the end of the game,
Yeah,
the day. But that makes, when I count like 4 or 5 times my ink in one turn, then I stop to kind of put it in the same place where my player actually organized my item for me. And yeah, I really didn't think it was like a bad thing. Some people don't like you touch your stuff or thing like that, but for me, I really understand he wanted to be like placed and thing like that. So it was really on my side. I know everything spread out, so I really didn't take it
I think you
bad.
had
I
the
almost,
popsicles on one side, and I think you played the dime on the right, hadn't you? And
yeah.
he'd moved it. Yeah, which is fine. Like you say,
Yeah, he
it's
put all my popsicle there, but the only thing is like he put my quill on the left, and but my quill I have to activate it, so
yeah,
I'm like, but just put that on the right because I have to tap it every time.
yeah,
And my dime, usually I put my useless item on the left, and the one I have to tap like more on the right.
yeah. So
So
you can
that's
reach it.
it's
Yeah,
just feel better for me. But yeah, like I almost thank him for putting everything straight, because like I said, and it's pretty hard when you have like two judges next to you, like
yeah,
you kind of like being stressed, but also you kind of take advantage of them, thinking that, well, if I do something like slightly wrong, or like it's not straight enough or something, they will tell me.
yeah,
But after watching the replay, I'm like, oh, okay. Maybe it was like all my ink and things like that. They could have like tell me a little bit more,
yeah,
but because they tell me like, oh, don't forget to like exhaust and things like that.
yeah.
But maybe I take that granted too
Yeah,
much.
yeah. Well, like I say, it was really great to watch, and I've mentioned it a few places, like to go watch some of your games, especially the one versus Red Blue, just to like learn some tips. But going into set five, have you played any set five? Did you do? You didn't do any of the side events. You were busy for the whole whole thing, weren't you? But have you played
Yeah.
any? Have you got like any ideas what how your deck's gonna go into set five?
Day one, I did like the pre-register. I did like a seal,
Oh yeah,
and well, yeah, it's pretty fun. I won like I won pretty much all my matchup on the seal. I built a really nice seal deck. It was really fun, and I got enough ticket to to get all the promo I needed for that. And I see like some glance of like some synergy for set five. And I know that a lot of people are like crazy about like Clarabelle, and the price went
Yeah.
super up and things like that. And I see like the price of like Mufasa is super expensive. I don't really know is it that worth it or not. I kind of feel it at the moment. It's a bit like overrated,
It's
but I
yeah.
have absolutely no clue. And like I said, I'm not a pro player. It's my first big experience. I'm just somebody who try hard and try to do his best. So like I don't speak the truth. I just speak my own truth. And for net set five, I was just gonna watch what see what the meta happen
Yeah.
because the Continental is gonna be set six. So I'm like, how much like do I want to like try hard for like 2 3 months and like
Oh yeah.
lose my? I still want to have like, a social life, being with my friend, and still enjoying the Lorcana to keep having fun. Because if I try hard for like 6 months and become really like a full time job, then I will stop enjoying the game and I'll play badly. Like a lot of people, a lot of pro player, they see it as their job, and I totally respect that, and that's why they put even way more time and effort on every single detail, and that's why they're gonna be way more consistent on the winning than me.
Mm.
I'm probably I'm so happy and never expected to go that far, so I'm just gonna keep it and try to do my best every single time
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, for me, it's a really nice game and a game that you want to create a nice community. And the Toronto event showed me that how Lorcana and Disney community is super amazing.
Yeah.
All the staff was gentle, patient. They take my time to explain the rule and things like that. Even when I had to call a judge because like I did a misplay, we did the explaining and everything seems like even if you're not like really agreeing on the judgment, everything was calm, polite. Everybody was. I meet some people so amazing.
Yeah.
I There's a guy called Craig Zilla on work on a community. Yeah, like a Disney hat. It's the guy I call him my lucky charm because I keep seeing him and every like game,
Yeah.
and every time I see him and talk to him, the most like awesome, gentle person I ever met. I keep winning like 2-0 my next game, and the last game I didn't see that guy. I didn't tell him hi, and then I lost to Lemon Lime. So I'm like,
Oh.
I need you in Continental. You're my lucky charm.
Yeah, you know what the first player he's mentioned that because they're the Continental when you go to do your big game that you've qualified for by getting top 16, they said they're only thinking about set six now because as you say, there's a set five. You can just play it and you could maybe do some store champs, maybe do another regional, but you're invited to that. You've got probably the highest thing you can achieve. You've got a golden Mickey. You've got an invite to the Continental. So do you really need to do set five? Yeah, like you say, you could balance social life better. Just take a little break. That might even help you in the long run as well. Yeah.
Yeah, the only reason I want to go to like other events is just to meet the
Yeah.
community. I'll maybe wanted to go as a attendee, but it's super expensive to go to Seattle and Las Vegas, so I cannot really afford to go there as an attendee. But I will because I meet some awesome people. Day one, I wear that shirt with my username because I wanted to meet the OG of Pixelborn, but they only know my name, me
Oh.
by name, and I never made them face to face,
Mm.
and I was able to meet like Wonderland from back in the day,
Yeah.
Sarek and Pastor, like a lot of OG from Pixelborn, and be able to meet them in person was like so amazing. And I think that's what a TCG should be all about for most people, enjoying the moment because you never know like when it's gonna stop. But for set five, other people will do qualify, other people win the Mickey, and more people win. When more different people win, better it is. So I've been there for the moment, done that. I have to concentrate for Continental, and I don't think it's fair enough for me to isolate myself for 6 months. So it put way too much pressure. And you go to Continental and you get 0-3, then you're just gonna feel depressed.
Yeah.
But if you do other project and you go far away, you're like, okay, that was just a fun experience, but I still did other thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah. No. Yeah. I'm say thank you for your time. I'm gonna wrap this up here. But anyone else you'd like to shout out? Any team? Any players? Anyone you'd like to mention before I end it?
Well, I live like 5 minutes from Ottawa, but I live on the Quebec side, so just I can shout out like everybody from both community. The Ottawa community, Ottawa Gatineau community are amazing. I go to side event, to Lorcana Challenge there. People are nice, and the Quebec community are awesome. Alex and Drew, like a week before the tournament, we did like all nighter chat talking about like how to adjust my deck, and is the reason why I switched from four tempo to three. Is the reason why I cut the tuba boom and put four cogsworth. I know everybody put always four cogsworth, but I used to only play two because that was my joke. And but with knowing that I'm gonna face so many embers, still I had to put four
Yeah.
cogsworth. And I watched your deck list, your video from Toronto. Actually, I tried to adjust on that before making my deck list. And you were recommended like to hook if you go to Toronto. And I tried that version, but the on tabletop simulator, me alone just doing simulation on like my mulligan and my draw, like 120 simulation a day just to see how many times do I brick, even if my opponent do nothing, anything like that. And I realized that if you put like hook on one, me on two, make quill, then
Oh
if you don't
yeah.
have if you don't have RM or on world, you're
Yeah.
depending, and then you cannot play 7 drop. Sometimes you cannot even ink for 6, and you cannot play like Simba or Tamatoa because you're stuck at like
Yeah.
6
Maybe I should have
7.
mentioned how to ink for that. Yeah, because if you go hooks me, your hand is thinning so much that yeah, to get anything out of that, and you haven't set up a popsicle.
and
But
and
yeah,
then I was like, okay, so is it good again? Still song. It seems good like versus still song, but you're like they're all playing like Cinderella, some Ray John. So 2 health, you try to escape them
yeah,
where you can the 2 HP threshold. So finally, I have to cook the hook because all my deck was just based on consistency and try as much as possible to not break because you'll feel bad if you
yeah.
break.
That's no for sure.
But I love your deck list, and I was based a lot on like something, what feel better for me, and but you've developed me a lot.
Yeah. Oh, thank you very much, man. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna end it now there. But thank you very much for
Yeah.
your time and well done with your result at
You-
Toronto.